Welcome to NFT Malam. My name is Coffee D'Ambrosi, and it is our 28th week. We are excited to be with you today. We have an exciting event for you today. Welcome to my co host, Ruler in Peace. Welcome, Ruler in Peace.
Hey, Miss Coffee, it's good to see you.
It's fantastic to see you. I can't believe it's our 28th week. We are still going. I feel like it's a fresh new start for us, and we are just beginning to dig in to the excitement of what NFT Malam is. Our community is growing, it's expanding. We have new topics for you, and we are onboarding additional speakers. We're looking for speakers and we have some exciting speakers on board ready to share about their businesses, their platforms, and their NFT projects. I'm also excited to hear about what your segment is today for our NFT drop of the week. What do you have on tap for us, Ruler in Peace?
Well, on topic is, I get excited about this piece. It's like, and this week I want to give a shout out to Allah Raka Rahman, is like who goes by AR Rahman, which happens
Yes.
to mean the beneficent, the beneficent, and um, yet I digress because I love the meaning of names. But
Mhm.
A.R. Rahman is a humanitarian and a philanthropist, donating and raising money for a number of causes and charities. He is a
Yes.
music composer from India. India.
It did.
Is like
Okay.
um, a re- a record producer, a singer and songwriter who was popular for his works in India cinema. Okay, and
Yes.
so some of our audience may not know who he is, but if you ask someone in India, and most will definitely know who this man is. Rockman initially composed scores for different documentaries and jingles for advertisements and Indian television channels. He is an Indian icon, Coffee. But I know him from his music from the movie Slumdog Millionaire. And so that was a 2008 film that made me laugh and cry, and which earned him Best Original Score and Best Original Song at the 81st Academy Awards. Well, hold the presses. Rockman has announced recently he is launching his own music-focused metaverse called Katrar, which I know so far. What I know so far is that the word Katrar means a group of learned people who change the world. And the music metaverse aims to change how people interact and engage with music and art. The platform is developed in association with Habar Foundation. The foundation helps builders to create across a variety of domains like tech, business, marketing, legal, and other markets. I have read he is also that this metaverse is launched on Habar's head. I think they pronounce it Hedera network, and the project will also include unreleased projects based on digital creatures and help fuse NFT technology into music, art, and storytelling. The platform will feature soundtracks from international artists. I wonder who they're going to be. It's also reported that Rockman himself will be publishing original pieces within the metaverse. True to Web3 culture, I have learned that Katrar is an initiative to bring in new talent, techniques, and bring direct revenue to artists. It has been reported that Rockman aims to empower artists and creators and build a sustainable community of music lovers. I am looking forward to learning more about Katrar. I think we should reach out to our network of friends and see if we can get him as a guest here on NFT Malam. I think that would be spectacular for our audience and for him as well. What do you think, Miss Coffee?
Well, I will be dialing my whole network to see if we can get AK on our show on NFC Malam. I'll be dialing into my Mumbai, Goa, South Indian network I know he's a friend of a friend, but I have to calculate if I can call in a favor because you want to save up the favor.
For sure, for sure. I
I
understand you,
gotta
girlfriend.
I
You
gotta
know.
calculate. I gotta calculate my Indian favors because do I want AK or do I want to go to India and stay in a palace? You gotta. Do I want a movie in India? Like I have to calculate. But yes, definitely I will be reaching out to our network in India to see what we can make happen. You never know. You can only ask. Thank you so much, Rue and Peace. I can't wait for next week's NFT drop. Maybe we can even get some more information. Maybe we can have an NFT drop and a little piece about tech, maybe about some AI. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited. So next, I am beyond excited about our speaker today. Perhaps we could dial down the music a little bit so we can hear just a little bit. We have Seba, First Lady Chavez, who has been a celebrity PR person, not only consultant, but a PR personality in the arts, entertainment, and music industry for the past 20 years. An amazing person, an amazing personality, and who comes with a wealth of knowledge, understanding, and experience in the industry. They are a consultant, a speaker, and something that we discussed, definitely a thought leader who goes beyond this industry into big thinking, I think, about what's happening in the world today in sustainability, into Web3, and how that can be integrated with what they do in their celebrity work. So, welcome, Seba, First Lady Chavez, to NFT Malam. So happy to
Welcome,
have
welcome.
her. Welcome.
Definitely.
Welcome. So, Seba, First Lady, the stage is yours. We welcome you to Singapore, into our online, offline community. The stage is yours. We are so excited to hear about how you are integrating Web3 sustainability and all the good things into your business practice, what your work with celebrities, and then your work outside of that into your other businesses. So, welcome. We are removing ourselves from the stage, and the stage is yours. Thank you so much.
Peace. Hello and well, good day, Singapore and Malaysia. It looks like we have a whole group of continents here in the building. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here. My name again is Seba, First Lady Chavez. I am a senior celebrity publicist, the owner of the PR and Arts Agency. Our focus at the agency is that we're resetting ethics, standards, morals, character, and integrity back to public relations and media consciously and sustainably through brands, businesses, and artistry. I have the honor and the blessing to create and maintain legacies of some of your favorite celebrities and or brands. And I am excited to be here and share a little bit with you all on how the world is presently, as far as from my angle, from my side of the coin, if you will, which is, again, public relations consulting. I had the honor of this year or at the close of last year, so December um, 2022, of being a keynote speaker at Bit Basel in Miami for Art Basel. That also accompanied another event that I was doing, and that gave me the opportunity to sit down with a lot of the big wigs in the Bitcoin um, arena, and just kind of understanding where that is going for the future. So I'm excited to be here, talk a little bit about NFTs and how PR has influenced it. And I have to shout out my team. Definitely want to shout out my team. If you want to bring that up, Coffee, if you want to bring that presentation up, we can jump right into the presentation. I have to shout out my executive assistant, Denaya Azur, for helping putting these slides together and just keeping the team tight with this. So I'm actually going to read as we go, and talk a little bit about the background and bring you from the background to where we see it presently as far as in PR. So how does PR, oh, and I think you have to press got it for the presenter window maybe. But so how does PR influence NFTs and Web3? Well, so if we go to the second one, we see that online games that influenced NFTs, Second Life, World of Warcraft are online games. Some of the first online games that influenced and that allow players to buy and sell gear for avatars. So we go to the next one, and the early perception of online gamers. Okay, I think the presentation isn't being shown necessarily. There looks like there is a a purple mark from my side. So I don't know. I'm getting that information as well. Maybe somebody has to click something. Yep. So the early perception of online gamers is that these games were used to be in underground communities. Back in the day, if you played these games, you were considered a nerd and or just a loner who can't interact in the real world. Think about what changed this perception. Okay, so now we're going to move forward. Did you guys want to bring those slides back up? I can wait or I can keep going. Okay, thank you. Okay, got it. So there's just a button on there that says presenters window that needs to be brought down. So how PR changed the perception of gamers is, have you paid attention to how more and more celebrities started to confess that they played online games in their interviews? Did you catch how the shows like Big Bang Theory would have episodes dedicated to game nights? Did you see how Facebook, aka Meta, introduced gaming into the platform? Did you see the increasingly amount of YouTubers playing games on their channel? This was a perfectly executed PR plan. Thank you, Danaya, for that. What is PR and what has it done for the metaverse? Well, so public relations is the professional maintenance of a favorable public image by a company or other organization and or a famous person. Due to the years of incorporating online into TV shows, movies, and social media, people were not only downloading on purchasing these games, but they also were buying products within these games, which makes them huge money makers. Everyone loves playing dress up, and this is dress up on a global scale. And companies like Second Life are making around $100 million annually. Of Warcraft just made 472 million last year. Why is the metaverse so popular? Well, the metaverse is exploding during the pandemic because people have had to stay home. So the metaverse, aka worlds, allowed them to travel virtually. Again, this goes back to PR. We saw celebrities talking about how they loved their Oculus and how much fun they were having in this virtual world. We've heard about people and how they were making tons of money on NFTs. Very rarely did you hear about a bad experience with NFT or the metaverse at this time. The PR campaign was so heavy that Facebook CEO did not want to be left out, and now instead of Facebook, we now have Meta. NFT and Web3 in PR. NFTs and Web3, public relation companies, they hire the public relation companies to create a new experience for their clients. PR is all about preserving legacies, and NFT is about preserving digital artwork, which can be a part of the legacies. And with that, you can follow us at 1STLADY Seba CEIBA on Instagram and or email us at PR and Arts Agency. And thank you, Danaya, for that great slideshow, even if it didn't work. I think you guys got the gist. So let me zoom back to last year, Art Basel. The talk was all NFTs. What we know is that this is year 10 of NFTs being here, and being something that is being discussed, especially in the art world. So as a senior celebrity publicist, I also have the honor and the excitement of every year curating so many phenomenal events. And one of my favorite events is Art Basel down in Miami. Shots out to my family, to my teams, to all of the amazing artists that have had the honor to represent there in Miami, as well as being an advisor to the City of Miami Arts and Entertainment Culture Board. and bringing the city up to speed, keeping them in the know on a worldwide level, bringing international artists from around the world for their first experience at Art Basel has been amazing. Last year, NFTs was a talk of the town. I have been working on something called the Arts of Sustainability and Consciousness now for 2 years as part of my exhibition. For the last 9 years, I've done, and what my signature into Art Basel specifically was, is doing interactive events. And so bringing these artists in, like William King Plop Floyd, who is known for doing the Rap Snacks, which is owned by Master P, and doing the faces after landing and doing Art Basel with us, landed bigger contracts like that. Now we see how that goes out into the world. You see the chips all over in your local grocery stores and or corner stores, as they say here in the States. But NFTs specifically have a place in this world. And the again, from what I've understood, is that it's to make it more of a circular world, right? Where the dollar so much isn't as influent as having a little bit of ownership into these phenomenal art pieces, having that backstage view. There's so many opportunities that we're finding with NFTs for our artists. Now, we're still figuring out a lot of um, you know, the ins and outs that make it all happen, and how do we apply it. But what we do see is that people are very interested. And last year, again, at Art Basel, NFTs were the talk of the town, more so than even the art, even though it was centered around the sale of the art. But just trying to figure that out, coming into a fine art space where people are used to receiving a dollar amount and not necessarily understanding it. A lot of artists weren't caught up into NFTs just yet, and had not thought about how do I place this out. But then we have people like Ileana Calanza, who is a Miami native. They call her the graffiti grandmother, who is already making 3D NFTs, and she's almost in her early 70s. So look at how phenomenal that is. We have so many artists that are not well educated just yet, and maybe aren't ready to go nationally or internationally with their NFT projects, but are being influenced by people like herself, who are elders, who have learned it and understood it and now are learning to apply it. As far as the sales of NFTs, it's something that it was big last year, wasn't as big this year, kind of went back to the original cash, and payments in forms of other ways. However, there are artists, music and visual, that are still out here. Obviously, there's a whole world of gamers and NFTs that are happening, and so the community is far from dead. It's bubbling. It's slowly growing more and more as we have these discussions. And so, with that, I want to also say that we've learned a lot. Um, and so we have learned a lot in that space, and we continue to learn a lot in that space. Excuse me, my phone went off. And I think it's going to be a project by a project thing. We have some artists that are releasing music projects and doing singles around that, and selling those portions off with their NFTs. And we've seen so many fun, cool stuff, and we obviously know it's coming, it's here, regardless of if we want change, it's happening. So the best thing we can do is get educated. And so, me being who I am, I challenge. I challenge the different people that call and ask me on getting involved and having my clients get involved. I need it to be able to explain. And Kafi is one of the best people I have actually had explain what NFTs are, how to use them in your business. And that's really what brought me here today. My respect for her, in that sense of being able to make it very plain and simple for people to understand. I always say, if you want people to understand your message, make it so a 4-year-old and or 96-year-old could understand it. And so I think Coffee is one of those people who stand in being able to really lead in that space of NFTs and explaining it to people who might not really understand the gist of it. We're still learning a lot. As I said, we have a lot of musicians who are putting out small tracks for $1 in their NFT space. But you know, those tracks and those dollar amounts do start adding up. And so we we would be remiss if we said it's not happening. And we're just preparing ourselves on the front line on how to handle it, how to do these campaigns, how to continue rolling out these campaigns, um, and continuing to, you know, get it on a national and international scale and make it easy enough for everyone to understand as well as apply to their brand, business, or artistry. My focus again is to create and maintain legacies. And so teaching uh, some of my home teams, you know, and having the discussions with some of my home teams. My home team is Good Music. Good Music is officially in the building. Shouts out to my team worldwide. Shouts out to my Wu-Tang family. Shouts out to the Whalers, and so many more who I won't mention just today. But those are a few of the people who I have the honor and the blessing of being able to work with on a daily basis. And so again, we are conscious creators. We have been creating music in the industry for over 20 years, as well as art. And I always try to teach that no matter what it is that we're doing, it is an art form. So there is an art form to NFTs. There is, if you're teaching the art of NFT when we're teaching different things. And so I want people to understand that there is this beautiful way of showing up with your skills and talents and presenting it to the world, um, to co-create a better planet together. And that's where we are, keeping it high vibrations, but also making it simple enough where everyone can understand, everybody can get involved. And there are a lot of conscious and sustainable brands, um, businesses and artistries that are out here. And slowly but surely, as we have more people able to come in and speak and teach and help these people understand and catch up to what it all is and what does it all mean and how do we apply it and make it effective. It's always going to come down to the dollar amount. And so that's really what it is really making it make sense for these bigger brands and artists, and how it can work. So do I expect projects to be coming out um, in using NFTs and in Web3? Of course. But there is a fine line between, if they're out yet, they have not. Then there's a lot of stuff that still has um, seedlings and are getting ready to grow and ready to take seed. But it's still very, very new here. And we're still learning a lot, even though it has been around 10 years. At this point, I think this is year 10 of NFTs for sure. And so there are a lot of companies that have a lot of great ideas, and we're open for those ideas. Let me say, my brands, my artists, are open for other ideas. We've seen some really cool things as far as people putting NFTs in clothing and sustainable fashion. That's also one of my favorite lanes, is sustainable fashion, and working in that lane. We had the honor of Thread House, Manny, um, to come through this year and speak and run our fashion show there at Art Basel. And so there are ways that fashion can show up. I think it's so cool to see our sustainable designers using, the NFT space to present their work. And how does that help it be sustainable? Well, not having to print or necessarily make, 100 garments for a fashion show and just be able to show it on a screen is amazing. And so that allows us to, not be as wasteful and be able to use sustainable products, but still present a great product and a great project for people. And so it's amazing. I am honored and blessed to be in this space with all of you today. And yes, I look forward to, speaking with you guys more. If you guys are interested in, you know, presenting or bringing any ideas or thoughts or have any questions, we at the PR and Arts Agency are here to help you. And you can find me at 1STLADY B as in boy A, and at the PR, so P as in Paul, R as in Robert, and Arts, ARTS Agency on all social media platforms. And I'm excited to see what we will continue to do, how we will continue to grow in this space. And as we come out, I still believe that we're going to have to apply traditional PR to what we're seeing today. So it's not going to outdate it as quick as we think it is. I know we are headed to Web3, very much still in 2.5. A lot of the businesses and brands and just working with people who are working with Meta, um, I'm under the impression that we still have a lot of training to do with our artists, with our brands, with our celebrities, and it's all good. But it is exciting to be part of these panels and being a keynote speaker myself, coming in and looking at from all different directions. And I want to say this, when we have the opportunity to sit with other leaders, it's really important that we share and talk and have as a thought leader, right? As a thought leader, that we have these conversations and share this knowledge, because all we can do is work together for the betterment of a more peaceful, beautiful, flowing, economically sustainable planet. And so it's going to continue to, to have these discussions, spread the knowledge, share it with the different brands, businesses, and artistry, getting in contact with people like myself who can then help take it to our various teams. And just super excited for all that's to come. It's an honor and a blessing to join you all here today. Thank you so much. And I look forward to coming out to Singapore and seeing what's going on out there. Um, Again, Kafi, it's been an honor and a blessing to be here. And I am so excited for all this to come. And with that, I just want to shout out my home team. I also want to shout out our bad kids in the building. I want to shout out Denaya Azur for her help today. And in closing, I definitely have to come back over to my notes and say, where am I? I'm sorry, guys. Okay. In closing this today, I just want to say thank you to the founders of NFT Milan, BK Han, of Metaverse Generation, Mike Chow of Fanfare Global, and Sean McCully of Gaijin Soul Food. Blessings of love and light. Thank you for all that you are doing in this space. Let's continue to co-create a more peaceful, beautiful planet together. Love, light, blessings, abundance, and grace to you. I'm Saba Chavez, First Lady, checking out.
Seba Chavez. Come back, Seba, come back, come back.
Yes, yes,
We have claps, we have accolades, we have Thanksgiving. That was packed with what we say in Web3 Alpha. Let's go. It was packed. It was packed. We had sustainability. We had Web3. We had integration. We had forward movement. We had training. We had leadership beyond the industry. So we had the industry, then beyond the industry, thought leadership, and more. I heard a rumor that throughout 2023, you'll be offering weekends with First Lady Saba, where we can
yes,
have one on ones with you in small groups,
yes,
VIP.
yes.
We can't wait to see those announcements. And because you're in the NFT Malam community, we can't wait to see those announcements because they'll be offered to us first. And we are already preparing for you. Bring them in, bring them in. We are a family show. We can't wait to have you in Singapore. And of course, when you come, we will definitely have an event for you there here in Singapore. We can't wait to have you. So thank you so much for being with us. Feel free to open your heart and unmute your mic one more time.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I am so excited to get rolling, to have these more intimate spaces, to talk to people, especially about going the extra mile and how important it is to be extra milers in our life. If you are looking for leadership, the leadership is 9 times out of 10, you are the leader. If you're not finding leaders in your community and you're seeing things that need change, and you know that you have those skills and talents, it's very necessary that now we start in our home communities and go out. So you're working locally, going out globally with the mission, with the work, with other initiatives. It's important to align yourself, to see each other more alike than we are divided. And so that is a very, very important piece to all of it, to all that we're recreating, as we saw in the pandemic. Um, we saw deviant essay at it was the pandemic inside the pandemic, and I'm a thriver, so I always have to bring up that advocacy work. And then thirdly, mental health. And so it's important that you have good communities like this, that you have open conversations, that you have the platforms to understand, to help people recreate a world together, one that we can thrive in sustainably, consciously, as consciousness continues to you know continues to do her magic work, I will say, and open the minds and the souls of so many of us in a beautiful way. We realize how really our thought process, what we're thinking positively and negatively, can affect us. And so this is where the work is always going to be within self. And so that's all I implore us all to do, is to continue to go into self, continue to start there, and do the work outwardly from that place when you are whole. And so I love you as I love myself wholly and completely. I do look forward to seeing so many beautiful souls down in Miami to start, and throughout as we continue to do these day events each quarter. That is going to be so exciting. I'm so stoked to see all the sisters and brothers that are going to show up, and we're going to keep doing the great work that we're doing and empower one another. So stay encouraged, my friends. In Singapore, I look so forward to going and seeing you all out there. And blessings again, Kafi and Ruler in Peace, for having me today. 1,000 blessings to you. Love, light on your journey. Be you, authentically yourselves. We are enough. We are worthy. Peace.
Thank you. We're going to play you out to let me load this. Thank you so much, Seba Chavez. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to